The goal of zero is your hamstring completely covering your calf with your heel up and your back knee not touching the ground, all with good posture.
At which point your new goal becomes achieving that with your heel within a centimeter of the floor. This is our number one knee bulletproofer for 5 reasons. Number one is your ankle mobility. You could imagine the more stiff the ankle, the less you can even train the muscles, tendons, and ligaments in those positions over the toes, which full knee bend, number two, is proven to be an effective injury preventer and effective long-term for knee pain. Number three, we're building balance between sides. So we get the full knee bend and we get it one side at a time, which is another big predictor of knee pain and injury, is how balanced we are. Number 4 and 5, not so tested. What's the first line of defense that's never been tested for your knees? Your tibialis. But again, imagine if I could only bend to there. I could only flex my tibialis so much. So that first line of defense against knee pain, well, we can train that muscle to the degree that we have ankle mobility. And then number 5, well, this right ankle is the only of my 2 ankles that's had major ankle injuries. But the left is the one that has 3 surgical alterations. So just as I thought the right would never reach the ankle mobility of the left, I thought the left would never reach the same knee mobility as the right. But what's happening in this position? It's almost like I'm doing a Romanian deadlift through those left hip flexors, which connect down into the quad muscle. So now you see me do this stuff where I reach back, but this was nowhere near possible prior to the ATG split squat, and no matter how much I stretched my quads, they never reached the same flexibility on the left side as the right. So the smoothness now when running and jumping is unparalleled from the lengthening benefits I've gotten, which occur from loading through a stretched position. So for those 5 reasons, I believe the ATG split squat is our number one knee bulletproofer and the number one reason why I've had my own knee transformation.
Most people will need to elevate the front foot in order to keep the heel down with perfect form.
And while additional load is completely optional on this exercise your first time through the ATG system, some people may actually have to add additional load in order to get down there. The number one reason for this is if you've built more strength through a half position than you have through a full position. Your body may stiffen up and prevent you from getting into that position. So what we have here is a really cool thing. We know from the latest studies that for knee pain and athleticism, it's both the top quarter of a squat and the very bottom that lead to the most athletic and the least pain benefits. But we also know from the 2 greatest jump outliers ever, Stefan Holm and Kadur Ziani, because Stefan, under 6 foot, gold medalist, still crazy athletic in his 40s, and Kadur Ziani, 50-inch vertical, still dunking at age 47. Those 2 were the best full knee benders of any of their peers. Well, how does that relate to us? Not only are we able to improve that full bend with the ATG split squat, we're able to do so in a way that allows us to make up for our past knee injuries. That's how someone like me is able to jump so much higher, is built on a foundation of the ATG split squat. Now for those guys, they were jumping their whole lives. What about someone like me who couldn't jump for years?
Literally, I don't know if he could touch the rim with his fingertips with no basketball or anything else.
Well, that's where, also backed by these studies, the top quarter comes in. So our devotion to step-by-step, measurable, pain-free improvement of the strength through the top part of the knee bend with our reverse step-up formula combined with our ATG split squat to give us the best of both worlds of knee bulletproofing and of gaining full bend strength. Well, you can see how this creates a route for someone not only to transform their knees but also their athleticism. And sending your last set from this side angle is perhaps the most important form coaching in the ATG system.